What's up guys, I'm expanding on my previous video about emergency funds. I'm going to talk a little bit about my emergency fund and how we've had to change the plan for it over this whole COVID-19 thing coming up. Hey guys, hope you are feeling safe and doing well amongst all this chaos that's going on in the world today. Oh, really quickly before I get started though guys, I'm really excited because we actually passed the 100 subscriber mark fairly quickly. Again, I felt like it was only a couple videos ago that I was thanking people for getting to 75 subscribers. We've officially got 101 right now, so I'm gonna do some quick shout outs here. So thank you to Sema, Mr. RBS360, Mitchell, Josh McEachran, sorry if I'm getting these names wrong, I apologize. Krishna Prasad Boledula, King Easy, Geshnav R, Danny Solo, J.A. and Saad Khan. Guys, thank you so much for subscribing. I never thought I would get to 100 subscribers with this. I don't even have 100 friends, so there you go. I know there's actually people on here that I don't know in person, which is awesome. So thank you for subscribing guys, and if you know anyone else who would benefit from this channel, please share it with them. This is great. I just thought I would do a quick video about my emergency fund and what Natalie and I are doing to manage our way through this crisis. Now, I wanted to expand on an old video. If you guys haven't seen my previous video on emergency funds, I'll leave a link to it right here. Essentially, the summary is that we would normally keep about $11,000 or so in our bank account as an emergency fund. In the US alone, over 26 million people have lost their jobs due to businesses shutting down, and it's no better here in Canada. This is the quintessential reason why an emergency fund is important. In my previous video, I talked about how I used it for paying off a surprise car payment. I had to fix my car. I mean, that's probably what we use it for in 99% of cases. However, this is the time when it's really important to have some money to float yourself should things get really bad and should things happen to you that are out of your control. So here we are, COVID-19 hits, people are losing their jobs. Natalie and I were very fortunate that we hadn't lost our jobs, like we're still working right now, but we did still have to plan for some of the money that was coming in. The reason we only had $11,000 in our emergency fund was because we could always access some of our investment accounts. They were pretty liquid and we'd be able to get at that money. Now, what happens if this crisis affects the market? You really want to leave your investments alone if you can, so that they have time to recover. Really, you don't lose on your investments when the market is down unless you sell. So this kind of taught us that maybe that's not the best idea for all scenarios. That would work perfectly if you're fixing a car or you need to repair your roof or something like that. Yeah, that makes sense. However, in a crisis like this, where everything is effective and your investments are affected, that thinking, that methodology maybe doesn't work. So the other thing that kind of helped us out is that we had some bonuses from work coming in right around the same time that the quarantine started. So what I'm gonna do is show you what we had planned to use it for and how our plan changed as things went on. So I've actually made a pie chart because the amount of money fluctuated and we added to it as we worked a little bit more and received a few more paychecks. So I thought presenting it in a pie graph is probably the best way to do this. So here we go. So February 1st, we don't know at this point that the virus is coming overseas. We're kind of like watching it on the news. It's kind of, okay, that's an interesting thing that's happening very far away from us. So this is just a normal plan for our bonus, and it aligns with the financial goals that we had for this year. So while we have been continuing to put regular contributions from our paychecks into the investment accounts, we did want to add a little bit of fat to our emergency fund. The other thing we also wanted to do was to get a jump start on paying the principal off on our house. So you can see from this pie chart, we took a little sliver of that and we thought it would be nice to kind of keep that for ourselves. 5% to maybe put towards a vacation. We were at this point gonna go on vacation to Japan. That didn't obviously end up happening. So we thought we'll take a little bit of that to put towards our trip, take a huge chunk, 60%, put that towards the house, and then use 35% of this bonus to go towards our emergency fund and add a little bit of that extra padding that we wanted. Fast forward 1 month. Quarantine hasn't started yet, right? But there was a new opportunity. We started to rethink this a little bit and say, the markets have come down a little bit. Maybe this is an opportunity to actually take a chunk of money from this bonus just to take advantage of the prices in the market right now, and we could see some maximum growth here. Still had 5% for a little bit of fun. We had 30% now for the house, 35% for that emergency fund, and then finally 30% for the investment. So we literally took half of what we were gonna put towards the principal and put it in investments. And we thought, hey, this might be a pretty good deal. Maybe this is even better than the plan we had before because we have this opportunity in the market. However, fast forward a couple of weeks, it's now March 16th. So now we're working from home. This is our first day working from home. Everything is new. The virus has now come to North America and obviously taken hold, and everybody is now worried about the virus. And also, to make things worse, Natalie and I live in an oil and gas town, and as we know from my previous video, oil prices have taken a hit. That's when we really get scared about whether we were going to be working or not. So that totally changed our plan. Gone is that little sliver of fun. We're no longer concerned with knocking off principal on our house just yet because we still have the rest of the year to do that. We reduced our investments down to 10%, and you can see here 90% of the money that we got in immediately went to the emergency fund because we could have that cash on hand, and it would actually prevent us from having to go into our investment accounts and selling some stocks in order to get some cash should we need it. So that's what we did there. And that's kind of what I wanted to show you guys, was that it's always good to have a plan for your money. We had a plan on February 1st to do one thing. However, circumstances change. You always have to take a step back and reprioritize what's important to you. And also to really look at your financial situation as a whole and make these types of moves if you need to. Now that things have sort of adjusted to the new normal, we both have security in our jobs, knowing that what we are working on is essential to the economy and will most likely not be closed or shut down. We started to take a little bit of this emergency fund and now putting it back into our investments and trying to distribute the money a little bit more to take advantage of kind of the economic situation for the future. The assumption is, or the hope anyway, is that markets will rebound anywhere from a year or two from now, and what we invest now will have some extra growth on it when it does rebound. So we know we're not out of the woods yet. However, we do have this kind of cash cushion in our account now to help us weather the storm. So all I'm really trying to say with this video is that this is the prime example of why you should have an emergency fund. I'm not trying to brag or anything. Like I said, Natalie and I have been very fortunate that we're working throughout this whole period. However, we are diligent in trying to be prepared for the worst should it happen. So I hope you guys have found this useful. I know my videos have taken more of an investment flavor as of late, but I do still want to talk about how to manage your money and how to do that intelligently, and really just share the personal experience that I am having and what I'm doing in the hopes that it helps you guys out and helps you reach your financial goals. So hope you found this useful. Have a great week, guys. Stay safe, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.